Hello everyone, welcome back to my vlog. I recently visited Bhutan with my family and I tried to capture as much as I could, not just to preserve our memories, but also to make this helpful for anyone planning a trip. Bhutan is right next to us geographically, yet the moment you enter, it feels different in the best way possible. So clean, so disciplined, and so beautifully organized. Our journey began at Phuentsholing, the border town where the immigration office is located. Indian citizens do not need a passport to visit Bhutan. A valid voter ID card works. If you're staying for more than 24 hours, you need to get a permit. There is also a sustainable development fee of around 1200 per person per night. Since we had a guide helping us with all the formalities, everything went smoothly and took less than 20 minutes. The moment we crossed the border, it felt like we were stepping into a different world. The buildings, the architecture, impeccable. One of the first things I wanted to show you was doma, which is very commonly consumed there. It's a kind of supari, and you consume it with a betel leaf and a piece of coconut. It has a very strong flavor and a very unique smell, but it strangely grows on you, and I really wanted to try this since a very long time, so I did. Our first stop included multiple stunning stupas. We stopped and took pictures, then we stopped for lunch and ordered suja, which is Bhutan's traditional butter tea. It's pink in color and has a very rich, salty, savory taste, and I've always loved it. While driving through the highways, we made a short stop at the waterfall right in the middle of the route. It was too beautiful not to admire up close. We also passed a landslide area where the road was under construction. What impressed me was how the water tanker was just spraying water continuously to prevent dust. Such a simple yet effective system, so different from what we are usually used to. Throughout the journey, we were surrounded by beautiful valleys, dense forests, and breathtaking views. Our guide patiently explained important landmarks and cultural details along the way, and we are so grateful. I also found it fascinating that traditionally dark colored two-storied houses built on agricultural land belong to wealthy families. The color and structure were one signs of prosperity. After hours of travel, we finally reached Thimphu. We checked into a hotel, quite tired but excited. We were welcomed with tea that had very little sugar. Interestingly, people there, in my personal opinion, consumed much less sugar than we did. By the fourth or fifth day, we had also adjusted to drinking tea with less sugar, and I think we are going to stick to that. There's no sugar. This is the room. Ta-da! Knock knock. Knock knock. It's an automatic door, just kidding. This is where I'll be sharing my room with a very lovely woman, you know. After a quick shower, we headed down for dinner. The meal included rice, fried brinjal curry, mixed vegetables, kewa dachi, which is potato cooked with local cheese, one of my favorites, dal, papar, and salad. And for dessert, we had sponge cake, again with very little sugar. I'm back in my room after dinner. Dinner was absolutely delicious, especially the kewadachi. I went for a second helping, but I'm going to end my vlog for day one here, and tomorrow we shall explore more of Thimphu, and I shall vlog as much as I can. So good night, everyone. This was our second day in Bhutan. We started the morning with breakfast at the hotel. Soon after, we left for one of the most iconic landmarks in the country, the magnificent Buddha Dodhenma. On the way, we noticed several yellow flags. Our guide explained that yellow is the royal color of Bhutan and is associated particularly with the king.
Fourth king को बर्थडेमा ओपन गरेको इन्ट्रेस्टिङ पार्ट चाहिँ the whole figure तपाईँले देख्नुहुन्छ this is not from Bhutan. This is all sponsored by a foreigner. Mr. Peter भनेर यता आएको थियो. He was from a Singaporean man. and he came as a tourist. And वो चाहिँ पुरा बुद्धिज्मले के भन्छ मान्छ. He was very into Buddhist. He believed in Buddhism. So he had his personal master. So whatever he had to do, so he had to get the advice from the master. So when he went back to the Singapore, I don't know how far the story is true, but it said that when he went there, as far as whatever he has to do, when he, take the advice of the master, it was going very well. So that's why he again became very much this thing, true Buddhism. Then after that, he said that I want to build something in your country very unique. Then the master said that यो चाहिँ हाम्रो गुरु रिम्पोछेले प्रोफेसाइज गरेको रहेछ यता चाहिँ एउटा हुन्छ भनेर. So as per the prophecy, मास्टरले यो गरेछ रिक्वेस्ट गरेछ कि बिल्ड गरेको राम्रो हुन्छ भनेर. But the budget was very huge, so that's why एउटा साथीको रहेछ त्यो कम्बाइन गरेर यो बिल्ड गरेको रहेछ. I don't know कति $1 million भएको छ यता. So अहिले रिनोभेसन कोहीमा रिनोभेसन हुँदैछ. So यो सबै ब्रोन्ज हो, ब्रोन्ज 169 feet छ सबै ब्रोन्ज हो. यता चाहिँ
169 feet.
In front we have a very huge place. यो चाहिँ डाउन लुक गरेर थिम्पू भ्यालीमा यो के भन्छ ब्लेसिङ कोट जस्तो थिम्पू भ्यालीमा ओभरलुक गरेको रहेछ. त्यो भएर जो पनि यता हाम्रो ब्लेसिङहरू के टकहरू बुद्धिज्मको टकहरू मास्टरले दिन्छ नि सबै यता हुन्छ. All the people from Bhutan, from Thimphu, Punakha, everywhere they will come here. यता आउँदाखेरि even from here it will be packed. मान्छेहरूले किनभने ब्लेसिङहरू सुपरस्टिशियस हो हामीहरू मास्टरहरूले दिँदाखेरि सबै आउँछ. त्यही भएर this is one of the very important site हाम्रो. And the Buddha that you see over here, it's the one of the biggest Buddha in the world. Sitting position ma, standing the sleeping ma the sitting position ma it's considered as one of the biggest.
The view is impeccable, zero litter, and it's so peaceful here. Standing at approximately 169 feet tall, this is one of the largest Buddha statues in the world. This statue is made of bronze and is gilded in gold, and it was completed in 2015. And the statue depicts Shakyamuni Buddha. And inside they had about 125,000 smaller Buddha statues, but we were unfortunately not allowed to film. So you'll have to come for yourself if you want to see what's inside. They also had a little souvenir shop, so we had to check it out. They had statues and shirts, beads, and all sorts of knickknacks. Here you get all those muddy water, snow globes and all. Polo shirts if you want. Lots of knickknacks and statues. Just 10 minutes away, our next stop was this Hindu temple. We stopped there for a while, said our prayers, and enjoyed the view of Thimphu. This whole thing that you see down there is Thimphu. But I am particularly obsessed with the pine cones because I buy these for my Christmas decoration, and seeing them just dangling like that in the wild is crazy. There are also some beautiful birds on this tree, and time to time they fly. Looks like an orchestra. Look at the roads down there. No traffic lights, nothing. And this is apparently the only capital of any country with no traffic lights. Yet so disciplined and well organized. I'm waiting for the birds to take flight, but I don't think they're in the mood to fly. Now we were on our way to the Takin Reserve. On the way, our guide shared something very remarkable. Both healthcare and education are provided free of cost here in Bhutan. We even passed by the local hospital and my jaw was wide open because it was so clean. During the drive, we also came across a beautiful stupa, a memorial which was built in honor of the third king of Bhutan. Soon after, we reached the Takin Preserve. This is dedicated to protecting Bhutan's national animal, the takin, and this is a very unusual looking animal because it has the body of a cow and head of a goat. And there's actually a very fascinating legend behind it. According to the Bhutanese folklore, the divine madman created the takin by joining the head of a goat to the body of a cow after finishing a meal and then brought it to life. I miss my kittens. She's making me miss them even more. Hey! While we explore the preserve, I would like to add a bit more. So, previously, this was actually a small zoo, but then the fourth king of Bhutan felt that animals should not be kept in captivity. So, he released all the Takins, but the Takins kept on coming back to the city. So, to ensure their safety, this reserve was made so that they could roam about freely in their natural habitat while also being cared for. And if you ask me, again, I mean no disrespect to their beliefs, but to me, the face of the takin looked like a capybara with horns. Maybe it's my obsession with capybaras, but they are just huge, ginormous, but very cute. We're exploring the zoo, and the floor is full of pine cones. Again, I wish I could. Yeah. We saw reindeers, barking deers, and peasants, and all sorts of other animals. So it was really fun. We walked a bit further and came across a cafe inside the reserve and decided to check it out. By the time we had placed our order, most of the other guests had already been served, and soon after they began to leave. Our food took a while to arrive, and before we knew it, we had the entire space to ourselves. That's when a black cat joined us. I have a black cat named Shadow back home, and seeing this one reminded us so much of her. It was our first time leaving our cats alone. Obviously, we had someone taking care of them. If you're a cat parent, you'll understand it's not the same when you're not there yourself. I didn't really feel like eating anything, but my sister did order a cinnamon roll for herself, and obviously, she had a spectator. The head is that of a goat and the body is that of a cow, is what it's believed. They are so still, yeah. Next, we headed to Zombala restaurant for lunch. We had asked our guide to take us somewhere popular amongst locals and not this touristy restaurant. And since we were craving momo and thukpa, I ordered a plate of vegetable momo while the others chose, I think, pork thukpa and pork momo. We drank soja while our order arrived, and I also packed a bowl of vegetable egg batuk, which is handmade noodles in vegetable broth, topped with egg, and believe it or not, I finished it in the car. After lunch for others and during lunch for me, we drove to a viewpoint overlooking the King's Palace. The building with the flag is the Royal Palace, which according to our guide isn't very large, something I found quite surprising. The surrounding buildings house the parliament, and nearby stands the Supreme Court, which I'll show you a closer view of because we will be passing it on our way to our next stop. A sacred site with holy water cascading down the rocks. Visitors can collect this water, so we filled our bottles for reasons I can't quite explain. This place made me feel very nostalgic in a weird way, and we were soon joined by the monk who takes care of this site. After interacting with us a bit, I mean, he went back and I just could not stop watching him as he slowly disappeared into the forest at the very far end of the road. I think this moment will stick with me for a very long time. The white structure nestled between the rocks that you see here is believed to be a stupa that grew naturally on its own. From there, we were taken to an old bridge that led to an ancient monastery. On the way, we spotted this hilltop structures where monks go for their advanced spiritual training even after completing their PhDs, and by then the air had turned really chilly. It's snowing up there. Wow! As I approached the bridge, I waited for everyone to cross ahead so I could capture a very quiet video. The bridge overlooked this crystal clear stream, and being from Darjeeling, I'm used to similar landscapes, but I couldn't help wishing our streams were as pristine as this one. And we didn't transform every stream or water body into a jhora. Hopefully one day it will be. While filming, I heard footsteps behind me. Two monks were crossing the bridge. It felt like the perfect unplanned addition to my video. I filmed them respectfully from behind for privacy. In the middle of all this, I accidentally stepped on a huge pile of cow dung. It was so much chaos after that. From the other side, the bridge looked something straight out of a postcard. I could take a picture and send it to someone. On our way back, we spotted a golden langur perched nearby in the trees, and it's considered lucky to see one according to the guide. So we stopped the car to take a photo, and I couldn't help but think Achhe Din is coming. Throughout the journey, our guide was incredibly kind, patient, and polite. He shared fascinating stories, bits of folklore, which is exactly what he's doing here.
यो बाटोमाथि थिएन उताबाट बाटो थिएन नि पहिला त्यो बाटो आउनु मान्दैन बेलुका बजेपछि अब हिँड्न लाग्छ भने त्यसको मुभी पनि छ नि अहिले केही डर छैन अब बेसी हिँडेर त्यो बाटो पनि ठुलो भयो पहिला यताबाट बेलुका भयो भने ट्याक्सी कहिले मान्दैन मलाई उता पुऱ्याइदिए भने त्यो मान्दैन हामी जाँदैन भन्छ के हुन्छ यहाँनिर चाहिँ यता बेच्दै थियो अरे नि पुरा चुरेलाहरू किन क्योंकि बेला गाडी यस्तो गर्छ अरे रोक्नु भन्छ रोक्दैन त्यस्तो पछाडि बसेको हुन्छ अरे त्यस्तो देख्छ अरे नि बिसीले देखेको रहेछ नि त्यसले गर्दा आउनु मान्दैन अरे ट्याक्सी अन्त जाँदा त तिनीहरू लगेर जान्छ फर्केर एकै आउनुपर्छ नि त्यसले गर्दा मान्दैन अरे
Our last stop for the day was at the local market, which was more like a beautifully organized grocery bazaar. And I genuinely could not stop saying beautiful, lovely, awesome, impeccable. Everything was so neat, so clean, and so thoughtfully arranged. Our first stop was at a small store inside the supermarket where a kind gentleman sold handmade bamboo baskets, and I absolutely love bamboo baskets, so that was such a treat for me. At one point, our incredibly talented guide even played the flute. I tried to show you as much as I could while also soaking it all in myself. What fascinated me the most was seeing the similarities and differences compared to Darjeeling. Some things were familiar, others were completely new, and I loved learning about them. Oh, Papa just wanted Thimphu. I also see dry mushrooms. They sold dried turnip greens, bright red chilies, and different varieties of churpi, both yak milk and cow milk. All different types and kinds of churpi.
कडा हुन्छ यो कडा हार्ड
अब यो चाहिँ अलिक कडा हुन्छ यो किलो बनेको त्यो हो अब त्यो सफमा यस्तो हुन्छ भएको यो चाहिँ त्यो घिउ नलगाएर यस्तो हुन्छ सिधै अब यो सुक्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो के अरे यो हामी दुवामा सुकेको रहेछ गोठमा त्यसले गर्दा
We then went downstairs and met a lady selling suja tea leaves rather. We initially thought it was the same tea we usually brew, but it's usually a different variety, which explains the beautiful pink color of the suja tea. There was also a section for the dry fish, followed by a vibrant fruit section. After such a long day, we headed back to the hotel. I sat alone in my room with a cup of tea, just reflecting on everything I had experienced. There's truly so much to learn, and what stood out to me was how well organized everything was. I also want to take a moment to sincerely thank our two wonderful guides. They were incredibly cooperative, knowledgeable, and very, very warm. Even though this is just part 1 of my Bhutan vlog, with 2 more parts coming soon, I couldn't wait to express my gratitude. They made our stay in Bhutan so comfortable, and we truly have nothing but good things to say about them. In my upcoming videos, I'll be showing you how we explored Paro, from shopping in the local markets to hiking up to the breathtaking Tiger's Nest Monastery, and so many more amazing experiences. So stay tuned.